Hello, Professor Hensian. I'm Patricia Gutierrez, and this is my professional disposition video. Question number 1. What dispositions do you possess that you think will make you a successful teacher? Personally, I am generally a compassionate person, and I care very much for my friends and family. I haven't yet worked in a classroom myself, but I have volunteered and worked in past daycares, and I I have always shown the students that I genuinely care for each and every one of them. I show that I have always practiced to go down to their level of speaking. I I've worked in child education programs, early childhood education programs. So it was a lot of pre-K, TK, and kindergarten. So I would speak to them at their eye level and ask how they are each and every day. When I would enter a classroom, I would say hello and greet everyone in a compassionate way of a high five or smile, thumbs up. But when I have my own classroom of elementary, I would share that with each and every one of my students. So before entering the classroom, if you say hello and you greet them in a positive way, their outlook on that day is going to be great. The possibilities of that happening is high. And them taking your attitude of this person cares, they said hello, how are you, it's going to reflect off of their attitude of every day for the rest of the day. And what dispositions do you need to work on before entering my first year of teaching? After reading the dispositions, I really need to work on my reflection. Asking for help is a big issue of mine, and I want to intake all the information, all the intelligence that I can from others, from my colleagues, from parents, and I want to share that. How I would share that in the classroom is asking questions, and how I would present that in my classroom beforehand is reflecting off my future practicum, making sure I ask questions, making sure that they're clear questions, and also receiving clear answers so I could strengthen my teaching abilities to my students, and not just for my students, for myself and my colleagues, so I would be able to help future first year teachers. Question number 3. How do the dispositions demonstrate your ability to understand other cultures, genders, and learning differences to build stronger relationships with students and families? This one was difficult for me, but I hope I answered the question. Uh, so my ability to understand the cultures. After reading the dispositions, I have discovered that I need to how would I say this? After reading the dispositions, that I need to understand more of where children come from, where children come from. I am from a low income family, and growing up, as I said in prior uh, discussion board, that I felt when I was younger that I wasn't heard because of my lack of intaking, comprehending work. And I just want to make sure my relationship is strong with each and every one of my students. I want to make sure my ability to teach is strong, and will I love learning, and I will continue to learn and take all these dispositions, and making sure in each and every one point of these standards is high for my classroom and before I start the practicum. How do potential bias affect teaching? How do potential bias affect teaching? I'm not a biased person. I understand everyone that I come across, and I am very, very understanding. I listen very well, and I just feel like my own personal dealings I've had in my life will contribute being in the classroom with me being unbiased. And I strongly agree with that because I come from a very diverse family and a very diverse community. So I believe that is a very strong suit for me to going into my future classroom, that I am not biased and I am very understanding from all backgrounds, from all communities, organizations, that I feel strongly about that. And last, how do you anticipate using feedback in your annual performance evaluations, observations, so on, and performance to adjust your disposition and teaching practices to benefit learning? As I mentioned before, that I will intake any and all feedback from my colleagues, parents, students, and more in order to strengthen my teaching ability. And it's scary to go into a classroom. It's scary to do this, but I feel strong and confident that I will learn all the standards and all the dispositions that I need to prior to going into my own classroom and prior to going into the practicum. Thank you very much.